Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will not be about Erica Kirk. I'm sure we will return to this topic because definitely the story is not over, as we know. But I think a lot of you who are watching me for some time lately are coming to this conclusion that the biggest test any so-called leader or selected one, because they are, in my opinion, all really selected. The biggest test is, do you kiss the wall? Do you hug the wall? Do you touch the wall? Do you cry at wall? You know which wall I'm talking about. That's one in Israel that allegedly was a Roman Empire's fortress. This is one of the tests. And the second test is, are you going to lead the menorah? I think that's how you call it, those candles on menorah during Hanukkah. So those are the biggest tests. Tomorrow, I will be sharing an article that one of you have emailed me. Thank you so much for your email, by the way, about that famous or infamous wall. But today we will stay on the topic of those who are the administrators of that wall. So we're going to go to very interesting topics, guys, some really drastic ones, because I'm going to present to you more story from Sudan. But we're going to go to Jewish compounds, Jewish communities that are being established in Thailand. What kind of communities are there? Yes, in Thailand. As well as we will look into Russia, that has a region that is also Jewish community region. And we will look into the new mayor of who just won the election, or, well, did he really? That's another story, of New York. Zoran, what is his name? I don't remember exactly. Mamdani. So we're going to look into him just for a brief moment. But before I start, I would like to say thank you to James, who donated on my PayPal yesterday, I think it was. Thank you very, very much, guys, for all your support. Some of you don't know that due to the topics that I'm providing to you, circulating around Chabad, Lubavitch, as well as the wall, a lot of my videos are not monetized because, you know, who runs this platform? So where shall we start? Let's start with, maybe, you know what, let's start with him quickly, and then we go to a very interesting documentary that I came across on Instagram from 1940. So before we go there, let's take a look at this picture, because I wanted to see, all of them are connected, as you know, if he has any connections with this particular group of people. So I don't know if this is okay that he's wearing this or not, but here, if you go to this meeting, this is the same meeting. It says, dear friend of the Jewish people, Mamdani celebrates Sukkot with anti-Zionist Hasid. So they present him as if he's anti-Zionist, but you know, this is interesting because in my opinion, it's all connected at the top. So now let's go to the documentary. Let's take a look, let's take a listen. Somehow this came up on my Instagram and I decided to share it with you because, you know, all roads lead to the wall, so they lead to the same banking families. Let's take a listen.
Never before. The House of Rothschild is just one example of the use of this tactic by the Jews to spread their net of financial influence over the working man. The House of Warburg follows the same tactic as do other Jewish banking families. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Jews are sitting at all junctions of the world's money market. They're an international power. Though they make up only 1% of the population of the earth, their capital enables them to terrorize world exchanges, world opinion, and world politics. New York is today's chief center of Jewish power. The New York Stock Exchange, financial center of the world, is ruled by such Jewish banking houses as Kuhn, Loeb, Warburg, Hanauer, Wertheim, Leveson, Seligman, Guggenheim, Wolf, Schiff, Strauss, Stern, and so forth. These Jewish kings of finance love to play out their power behind the scenes and stay out of the limelight. Outwardly, they fit right in with their hosts. They look almost like genuine Americans. Bernard Baruch, Jewish financial advisor and friend of the American president, in the guise of a smart citizen of the United States. Otto Kahn, Jewish banker of Wall Street, enjoying his role as Anglo-Saxon lord. Jewish banker Felix Warburg. Jewish banker Mortimer Schiff. Jewish lawyer and German hater Samuel Untermyer. Professor Felix Frankfurter, Jewish legal advisor to the American president. Herbert Lehman, Jewish governor of the state of New York. LaGuardia, half-Jewish mayor of New York City. Henry Morgenthau, Jewish secretary of the Treasury of the United States. The Jew Leon Blum, former Prime Minister of France, who knows how to act just like a genuine Frenchman. Millions of French workers once greeted him as their party leader. The Jew whore Belisha, former Minister of War for England. English soldiers salute their commander. But the Jew is still a ruthless parasite even when in power, for his power doesn't come from his own strength. It lasts only as long as his misled hosts are willing to carry him on their backs. Jewish business
So the documentary, of course, recorded by Germans, you could hear Germans in the back. Interesting, right? You know, I was just thinking when that person was mentioning the names of those people, if we just follow the family connection, how many of those politicians in power now are coming from those people? You know, in governments, right? Not just in the US, but many other governments govern the mind places around Europe and the world. So we will end this video today with another statement from a Jewish person, Jewish man, about Russia particularly, and other leaders as well. But before we go there, let's go to Thailand, everyone. So, quick check. What's up with Thailand? Some people are probably thinking, you know what, I'm gonna move to Asia and life will be silky smooth, all is well. Not necessarily. Well, maybe, depends where you live, but look at this. The original website that I presented to you before from Chabad.org, this is where the locations are of Chabad Lubavitch as well. This is Thailand, so you see Bangkok and all the other cities here with those blue spots. Actually, here is Vietnam, where is Hanoi, but if you look at, let me just show you all this area here. This is Thailand. And why I'm bringing this to your attention, yes, you also have in China and Taiwan and etc. So why am I showing this to you? Let me play this video a little bit and then we go to another clip. This is a video from someone who I believe lives in Thailand, and he is reporting on the current state of affairs as far as that group or those groups are involved in Thailand. So let's take a listen.
Today's topic is a little controversial, but it's something that needs to be talked about. Over the past few years, there have been growing reports of Israeli nationals setting up Jewish-run compounds and community centers across Thailand, places where locals aren't allowed to enter. In some cases, even Thai police officers have been turned away, and these compounds aren't just tucked away in one area, they're spread out. Phuket, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Koh Phangan, Koh Samui, many are connected to the Chabad Lubavitch movement or other Israeli-linked groups. They have their own private security, strict entry rules, and seem to operate with very little oversight from local authorities. Thai officials actually held a meeting with senior Israeli security representatives in Phuket in late 2025. The topic? Access restrictions at Chabad centers and reports of misconduct by Israeli tourists. Think about that for a second. Local law enforcement having to negotiate with foreign security forces just to enter spaces on their own land. That's not normal in a sovereign nation. But
Interesting, right? Isn't it interesting? So even though this is Thailand, the Thai police, the Thai officials have to negotiate the rules to enter certain areas where those people are so-called settling. So are they making this new Khazaria all around the world? I'm being sarcastic, but this is getting like out of control, right? It's like, you know, like the cancer spreads or some form of parasite. It's in one spot, then another, then another, then another. It's like everywhere. Well, here is another interesting video, guys. I'm sure the word of trauma does not do enough justification for the events in Gaza, but this is a different trauma from a different side of the story. Those who were the soldiers from Israeli side, and what is their project in Thailand at this moment. Let's take a listen.
Israel is experiencing a mental health crisis. Since October 7th, thousands of Israelis suffering from PTSD have flown to Thailand in an attempt to find mental relief from the war. While there are initiatives in Israel addressing this mental health crisis, Israelis abroad have no resources available to help them. With Thailand being a top destination spot for reservists and survivors, we knew we had to do something. And with that, David Circle was born, a healing center in Thailand for survivors and reservists suffering from PTSD. A space where these young Israelis can relate to one another, experiencing healing sessions of all forms, ranging from art therapy to cold plunges and sound therapy. Since opening our center over 10 months ago, we've seen over 600 survivors and reservists come through our doors, taking their first steps in their healing journey. David Circle is changing lives, and we need your help on this life-saving journey. We are attempting to raise $100,000 to keep David Circle open for another 6 months. Donate now or share this video with someone who can, and let's do something together. Israel is experiencing
So just to be clear, I'm not fundraising for the David Circle here. If I have compassion, first and foremost, is for those who are victims. And I mean, you know, there are different kinds of victims. I'm not saying there's not trauma, but this is something that is really, really off. And it looks like the Thai people are not necessarily happy about this David Circle project. And it reminds me just the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's another very, very shady person came to my mind. So that's what's going on in Thailand. But now, let's see if I have more. Yeah, I have actually one more article about what's going on with the travelers from Israel to Thailand. So let's read this. Israeli tourist boom sparks tension on Koh Phangan. Koh Phangan, never been there. Never been to Thailand, by the way, guys, if you're wondering. Officials meet to discuss foreign influence and community impact. Following an incident last week where a Koh Samui restaurant denied claims it removed Israeli diners amid online backlash, officials on Koh Phangan, sorry if I mispronounce, held a meeting to address rising tensions involving Israeli tourists and foreign-run businesses. No, here we go. Money talks. Surat Thani Governor Tirut Supavibonpol, sorry if I mispronounce, chaired a high-level meeting with provincial agency this week to address the concerns which echo similar unrest seen in Pai Mae Hong Son. He called for swift and coordinated action to ensure foreign visitors follow the Thai laws and do not disrupt local communities. So what are they doing? According to reports from local operators and officials, some Israeli nationals are accused of acquiring land through Thai nominees and establishing businesses such as restaurant, villas, and tour companies targeting exclusively Israeli tourists. This trend has reportedly caused disturbances, raising concerns about both local and other tourists. So they just go there and establish business like that, or take part of the land. As private sector representatives, we acknowledge that this negatively affects tourism image. We've begun separating conflicting parties to preserve a high-quality tourism experience. Tourism on Koh Phangan has surged by over 200% in the past 2 years, creating high demand for accommodation and services. Narumol warned that the rapid growth is outpacing the capacity of local authorities to manage it. So it looks like they are leaving not too good impression on people there, deciding that that is their community. On that note, let's go to Russia for a moment, because I don't know if you knew, I didn't know, but now I know that there is a place in Russia that is like a Jewish land, another Jewish land. So let's take a look and a listen at this video.
Why am I on top of a horse?
Back in Tel Aviv.
תודה רבה.
בבקשה.
Shalom. Hi. This is Luke Jones the other way from, no, not Israel, Birobidzhan, capital of the Jewish autonomous region in Eastern Russia. What am I doing here? What's a Jewish region doing in Eastern Russia? And why am I on top of a horse? Well, these were the first settlers in the 1930s who came here. Stick with us, you're going to find out all about it. If you're thinking to yourself, what's that all about? Well, yeah, good question. This place is actually older than the state of Israel. It was formed back in the 1930s. It was Stalin's answer to all those pesky Jews in European Russia. What do I do with them? Well, okay, let's send them out east and see how they get on. Now, like most Soviet experiments, it failed miserably, but we'll delve into that a little bit more. But let's go and have a look around, because Birobidzhan nowadays is actually quite a pleasant place.
Ефраим, вот здрасте, спасибо, что вы нашли время с нами пообщаться. Расскажите, вы родом из Биробиджана?
Я родом из Харькова, вот, из другого города. Здесь я относительно недавно, где-то с августа прошлого года.
Ой, как вам нравится здесь? Чувствуете, как дома?
Я как еврей, конечно, ощущаю себя хорошо среди других евреев, и когда можно с гордостью говорить о том, что ты еврей. Тот факт, что здесь скажем так, само место даже называется еврейским, это, безусловно, добавляет комфортности, да, в пребывании.
Ну, говорят, что в сегодняшнем дне только 1% населения здесь, это именно евреи, здесь, в Биробиджане.
Ну, на самом деле, очень тяжело вести такую статистику, потому что вопрос, как мы считаем, кто еврей, кто не еврей, кто скрывает то, что он еврей, кто, наоборот, говорит, что он еврей, хотя он таковым не является. Поэтому я, если честно, не склонен верить статистикам различным. Я вот стараюсь свою вести статистику.
Кажется, что это больше, да?
Можно сделать уж простой тест. Я бывал в разных синагогах в России. Я не видел, я не думаю, что в принципе существует еще где-то такая синагога, ну и по наполняемости людьми в том числе. В 70-тысячном городе в России, я думаю, такого не существует. Более того, не во всех миллионниках это есть. Поэтому я как бы отсюда могу сделать, да, проекцию на, в принципе, на весь город. То есть на ту часть, которая еще не посещает синагогу, это значит, что есть солидное количество евреев.
Вот. Ну, вы приехали сюда, это же далеко от Харькова, наверное,
вообще
ближе
далеко
Тель-Авив.
это далеко отовсюду. Да. Но главное, что есть работа. Если здесь есть евреи, с которыми я могу общаться, которых я могу учить, это значит, что это и есть мое место.
Здорово. А чем занимаетесь?
Вот, в основном педагогическими вещами, ну и организационными. То есть организация еврейских праздников, еженедельные уроки для разных возрастов, для молодежи, для старшего поколения, проведение молитв. В общем, все то, чем должен заниматься раввин, и еще немножко всяких вопросов организаторских.
Здорово. Никогда не подумали ехать именно, скажем так, на юг, в Израиль, а не сюда как раз?
Не, ну я совсем недавно здесь оказался, да, это мне с моей супругой предложили возглавить здесь общину еврейскую, и мы после долгих раздумий решили, что это хорошее решение, и пока что не разочаровались.
Ну, это здорово, я очень рад слышать. Окей. Тода раба?
Бевакаша.
You would say in Russian, no такое. You know, I will attach the link down below in the description box, but I was just thinking to myself, so who pays for it? Who pays for all of it? For the building, for their jobs, where the money comes from? From taxpayers? Who pays for it? From what country? I don't know. It's interesting, right? It is. So since we are in Russia, let's go to a video that is originally in Russian language, and I don't understand everything perfectly, but I think I understand enough to translate it for you. So what I'm going to do, I will be playing and stopping and pausing and translating to my best ability, but it's in original Russian version. Some of you might not like it, some of you will say it's propaganda, but it comes from someone who looks like means what he says. So let's go to this video. Let me show you what it is. This is not
Для меня не существует Путин, Обама и прочие все эти лидеры так называемые. Это просто зависит от системы сил в мире. Но эту систему сил определяем мы, народ Израиля, а не...
So I will be paraphrasing because, again, I don't know exactly every word. He said it does not matter if it's Putin or Obama. This is just the system in the world. And we are like the running power behind it. So let's continue, and then I give you more translation.
Обама и не Путин.
То есть они для вас сила?
Они для меня исполнители того, что мы закажем.
Ангелы?
Только лишь. И не более того. Весь мир исполняет то, что мы заказываем.
Мы это кто?
Мы народ Израиля.
Хорошо.
Если мы...
So he says that, again, I'm paraphrasing, those so-called leaders, if it's Putin, if it's Obama, now you see the Medvedev here. I showed you when he visited the wall twice, right? Maybe more, but twice it was captured. that those are the, like the front leaders, right? But they are the real power. Like whatever they tell them to do, they do. And this is like the power from Israel. And again, I'm paraphrasing, guys, but I am understanding the meaning of what he's saying. And I understand a lot of words, but let's continue.
И объединяемся, мы заказываем хороший танец. Если мы не объединяемся между собой, то, к сожалению, танец плохой. Но все равно и в том, и в другом случае только мы заказываем. Свобода воли существует только у нас.
So in a nutshell, he said, whatever we say, they do. It's like we order, like my nakazywajem. So we decide, like we are governing in a way. So let's read the comments here because they were in Russians and we can translate. But God is above all, and in him we only trust. Someone says here, Almighty Allah will turn you around. Okay, let's see this one. Without God, you are nobody, and if you do not change, the Messiah will come soon. So it's like Islamic comments here. So mainly that's what you see, but interesting video. I will attach the link down below in the description box. And I think, let me double check if this is all I have for you. No, there is one more information. Since we have been traveling through different countries today, that may be a good one to bring to your attention if you are traveling in United States or to United States. These 40 airports could be impacted by FAA's capacity cuts and flight cancellations. So this is the latest. The Federal Aviation Administration's plan to slash airline capacity due to the government shutdown could hit some of the nation's busiest airports, including in Atlanta, Dallas, New York City, and Los Angeles. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced Wednesday that 40 high-volume areas will have their air traffic cut by 10% in the coming days to cope with shortages of air traffic controllers who are working without pay amid the 36-day-long government shutdown. So here is the list. I will also put it down below the video. You have Anchorage, so this is Alaska, Atlanta, Boston, Baltimore, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Dallas, Washington, Denver, another Dallas, Fort Worth, Detroit, Newark, Fort Lauderdale, so we have Florida, Honolulu, Hawaii, Houston, Texas, Washington, George Bush, Houston, Indianapolis, New York, so this is JFK Airport, Las Vegas, LA, LAX, New York, LaGuardia, so pretty much all airports in New York City, Orlando, Chicago, Memphis, Miami, Minneapolis, Oakland, Chicago. You see a lot of places, Portland, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Diego, all the main ones. Louisville, Seattle, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Teterboro, I'm not familiar with this one, and Tampa, so many in Florida as well. So just to end this video, I was thinking about it, not only those major layoffs, guys, think about it, how many people in all those companies, and I've mentioned this about 2 or 3 videos ago, right? The layoffs, Amazon and many other places. People are losing jobs before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, and those people, and we are talking like in pretty much hundreds of thousands, I don't know if it's a million, but a lot. Now we have this, so a lot of people probably will not return to work as well. Who knows? Maybe they will cut off some jobs in the travel industry too, in the air controllers, etc. So how does this affect the economy, right, of the country? Think about it. The families that are sometimes, this affects the entire family, not just that person, right? Not everyone is single. There are many people who have families and they support them. This is just, I don't know, it looks really, really bad in my opinion. And then replace them with some robots So who is going to be the consumer? Because not only people are losing the job, but they are not being the consumers as much anymore because they don't have the money, they don't have salaries. So how they are going to put that, whatever they earn, into the circulation? And I'm not an expert, but it's just common sense. So that's all I have for you, everyone. So remember, all roads lead to the same wall. Yes. And the biggest test is you touch it, you kiss it, you appear there, you bow down, you cry like Javier Milei, you know. Whatever you do, you copulate, some do. That's the biggest test. And if you're not there and you so-called leader, that's actually, there is some hope. There's some hope in your behavior for the humanity. But the video about the wall will be tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Links down below the video, description box. And if you choose to support my work, since it really helps when I talk about the wall and the people around the wall, you can donate on PayPal, locals, or become my Patreon supporter. And you definitely can follow me on Instagram. You can help me to reach 10,000 followers. That would be wonderful. The link is down below in the description box. All right, guys, I see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.